Hello and welcome. This is Desperados 3, Mission 5, the Magnificent 5. Kind of rhymes with it. Badge walkthrough. So we're gonna be doing this in 2 runs. So the first run is gonna be we're gonna be doing killing all long coats. Now there are basically 7, but you only have to take out 5 to complete the mission itself. But we're gonna be taking all 7 out. Now the second one will be finishing the mission without using the torch. Now this one we're gonna be doing kind of at the very end where we manual save the game and load it up to different badge. The different badge would be the burn 15 guards in oil puddles. Now that one is not too difficult. It's basically just stacking up knocked out enemies in the oil puddle. Now the other 2, win the bet with Hector and win the bet with McCoy, we're gonna kind of try to keep them both at the same kill level till the very end, and then we're just gonna switch it up. So the manual save is gonna come in hand there. Now for the second run, it's gonna be basically the speedrun that is also gonna be part with the badge where you don't save during the mission. It kind of sounds difficult, but it's not too crazy. And naturally the win the bet with Hector is just gonna come in there naturally. And of course the last badge that is the complete the mission on hard difficulty. As always, be sure to take a look at my playthrough video for some tricks and tips, and maybe something's gonna be helpful there, but other than that, that's not part of in this video. But be sure to take a look, maybe something helps. As always, the hard mode isn't that hard, it's more of a trial and error, and it's fairly fun to do. But all that aside, let's get to it. Now, starting off with the first run, we'll basically start off as the mission would be. You just have to get to Hector with Doc McCoy. As far as this first part goes, you can freely dispatch the enemies as you wish. You can knock them out or just take them out completely, depending how you wish to. I basically use the this bag to just lure. I'm gonna start having to change the name lure to bait, because in the previous video I was not really fond of that name. So we're gonna call it bait now. Until I cannot pronounce bait anymore as well. Other than that, you just basically take out all the enemies along the way to the boathouse where the Hector is locked in. Now you can just sneak past these this group of enemies because we're going to be returning there, and along with Hector for a bit easier takedowns there.
The door's locked.
They got no idea. Come on, amigo. Say hello to this one. 3 down.
Is that a goddamn sawed-off?
Now be sure to just dispose of the bodies around here, because we're going to be luring some baiting some enemies that way as well. Well, not really that way, but nearby, so they might notice them. So just be sure to get rid of them. And at this point, it's a good idea to
McCoy, actually.
basically start collecting knocked out enemies, because you'll need about 15,
Maybe one day
not
you'll
about,
find
but
out.
basically you'll need more than 15 just in case.
You have a problem with that.
So at this point, every enemy I will encounter, I am knocking them out just for the collection there.
What's the matter? You're falling behind.
I'm just taking my time.
Sure thing, amigo.
And taking out the first long code isn't
Just yet.
isn't too difficult.
Is that the wind?
It's a bit of a timing thing, but it's fairly simple.
Just what I
You
had.
can use a rock to take out those two, and while everyone's distracted looking at them, you can take out some of the enemies behind the long coat. You can knock him out, or you can basically take him out as well. I knocked him out just for the badge there, and naturally that overdid it with knocked out enemies, so you can keep the count to basically 15, but I got a bit more than that.
Your conscience will remain. Don't worry, you'll not a peep.
Now, as you need to win the bet with basically one or the other, if you wish, you can basically focus on McCoy just to get the takedowns or kills or whatnot. Because on the second run, we're definitely gonna get the win for Hector. But here I'm trying to keep them both at the same level, so at the end you can just decide which one you want to get the badge for.
All right, we won't end in tears. Understood. Like a job.
The dark environment in this level is very useful because
Now for
you can easily take out a lot of enemies and they would not spot you. As well as
seriously.
moving bodies around with McCoy is very useful because when he moves around bodies, he's basically dragging them, and
That thing a name?
the view cone, the farthest part of the view cone, is not going to be able to see him.
Here comes the boss.
Looks like I'm catching up, Mr.
Now here I'm kind of bringing the bodies a bit too far ahead, but you can just have them stacked somewhere a bit closer, like near the fireplace or somewhere on top of here. Also, you can basically, what I did here was now and then check how many enemies have they dispatched, because now and then they will say, basically count down how many of the enemies have they killed. Not necessarily killed, even if you are knocking them out and tying them up, that also counts towards the score there.
Tools for the job.
As you can see, Hector's had 7, but because
Let's light this
he kind of tied him up but didn't kill him, so still counts towards that.
Someone call you a doctor. This might take a while. We'll be out for a while. Not a peep.
Now we're basically going to take out the second long coat.
How many?
This is also fairly simple to do, just have to basically kind of lure out all of the enemies that are inside the fenced area. Also, one of the characters within that area is the
Let's punch it.
Deb, so
This way, amigo.
if you need that for an achievement, you will also get that part.
It's my kind of battle.
Now, of course, you could have used just Hector to take this fella out with Bianca or any other way, but as I said, I'm keeping them both in more or less the same level here, so that's why I used McCoy.
Just getting started.
Naturally using Hector to bring the bodies around because um, much more faster that way. Now you can just lure the thug. Just be sure to wait for them to finish the conversation, otherwise he's not gonna be heading your way. That's pretty much for every encounter. If you see two enemies talking to each other, they might, especially if one of them is Pancho or Longcoat, they're not gonna be attracted by whatever, if it's a whistle or something else. Also be sure to save a lot. There's a lot of places where you can just by accident fail or cause an alarm. Now be sure to wait for the Longcoat to get back to his routine. As I rushed a bit forward here and kind of made him, not made him, but just got into his line of sight by accident.
Make some noise. Grab the amigo.
We got places to be.
Technically, you could also just move there and take out the Longcoat, but I have the tendency to kind of clear out the map. So at any point I don't have to worry about extra enemies or whatnot.
Here comes the postman. This is nothing.
That was a bit of a bad throw there.
Up we go. No sweat. Coming through. Let's do this. Leave them to me. Out of my way.
And once again I'm knocking him out, but again you can just axe him.
Ted, here comes the postman.
Doing a bit of a countdown, but in the end I still got a bit way too many extras in there, but don't pay much attention to that. Just have to keep the count to 15. Maybe grab one extra just in case.
Stay clear of the lights. Yep. Just take one.
Now again you see the
Number 9.
McCoy's technique of dragging the bodies are useful at some points where simply will not see you do so. Now we're going off to the third Longcoat. I'll be sure to dispatch the few Overwatch enemies that are here. There's basically, I think, 2 of them are on water towers, or 3. Should be 3. One here, one a bit further, and the third one at the, I think, 5th Longcoat, near 5th Longcoat.
11. I can handle it. Nothing.
Never minded the dark. I wouldn't worry just yet.
Good weather for a hunt.
There's oil in that water.
That's one of the oil puddles. All we need is to light it up.
There's a bonfire over there. So, where'd you find your Bianca?
Old blacksmith gave her to me. Said nobody wanted her because she was too big.
But not for you.
Oh, you should have seen her. All battered and rusted up. I had to polish her, clean her, oil her.
I think I've heard enough, thank you.
Ah, this is the life.
I can do
You
without
can freely sneak past them. The line of sight is very, very small for them, so it's very easily to
You've skipped
just walk around unnoticed.
Can't count to 13.
I didn't think you'd get us 3.
Come on, amigo.
No, this is I think the only mission that I really kind of utilized the Doc's sniper rifle. Not at this point, but in general, it's kind of useful here.
Don't worry. Better remain still.
All right, now it's 13.
Understood.
Over there? No problem. Another package here.
Just using it to take those two out. Because the two gunmen there, I think there were gunmen there, yeah, they're watching at each other, so you have to basically take them out at the same time. You can also use McCoy's sniper rifle to have them both at the same place, and then basically McCoy can take one out with sniper rifle, and Hector can just axe the other one or knock him out. And now we're just left with the long coat and his forever loyal gunman there. Now how I do this usually is, this is the same way I do it in Speedrun later on, is just have them
I see.
Shall we continue?
both taken out when they're close by.
All right. It won't end in tears.
Here comes.
Now be sure to, when you're using the tactical mode, I'm just gonna call it tactical mode, be sure to press space so they would run at the targets, not slowly creep up on them. Sometimes that can be an issue. Now basically the third long coat is down as well now.
This is nothing.
And now we're just gonna be piling all of the collected, the knocked out enemies into this oil puddle. You can use the other one as well, that's nearby the start of the mission. Naturally, I'm just gonna speed things up here, just to make things a bit faster.
Coming through.
Oh, I won't miss.
Oh, here I just took out one of the other Overwatch enemy. Now that is always, not always, it's also one of the devs. I think that's the second one in this level. Yeah, the first one we got in the beginning of the map, and the second one is the one on the tower. I'm not sure if there were any more than that. Now here I'm doing a bit of a cleanup here, so you might just skip this part. You naturally don't have to do that. If you already have the 15 enemies gathered there, just leave them as it is. Now at this point, if you just need the badge for the oil spill kills, you can do it right now. but we're gonna leave it for the almost very end of the mission, so we just don't use the torch just yet.
Let's keep moving.
And now we're basically gonna go for,
No objections here.
I think this might be the 4th long code.
Okay then. Killing would be fun.
Now, naturally, you can just take out these two. I, for some reason, wanted to add them to the oil bottle collection.
Better remain still.
16. This is always better than 1. I can do this all day. Time for the axe.
I'm listening. Who needs a shot? Straight through hell.
The hell? Wait a second.
I got a feeling about this. That whiskey has my name on it. I smell trouble. Let's stay clear of the lights. Drop the torch again. Never minded the dark. I wouldn't worry just yet.
They got no idea. I'll use my singing voice.
And now we're just gonna clear out this area that's
Let's do it.
basically the second fireplace where you can get the torch if you want to.
15. Just up we go. Out of sight, out of mind.
Now at this point I'm not really using the bait because I haven't really discovered it yet, so that's why I'm not using it here. But you can really use it as well. It could be very useful here to lure in some of the enemies. By the bait, I mean knocking out an enemy and just throwing it in the field of vision of your, let's say, wanted prey, like a poncho or a long coat. So to just get them in the position you wish.
I'm in the mood for some 70.
Storm has arrived.
Now that this area is taken out, we can basically take out the, if I'm not mistaken, 4th long coat here.
My way.
This is very simple as well. Just use the tactical mode here. Slow down the time and plan out the moves. And of course, once again, I'm using non-lethal just to add a bit more to the puddle, which is already more than enough.
Just getting started.
17.
Now that it won't make much of a difference, but be sure which puddle you use for whatever puddle you're gonna use. It's gonna cast light around it later on. As you're gonna even clear out the map, there will be more enemies spawning in.
Let's do this.
So the best bet, like I use the one where stacking the enemies right now, but I think the best bet will be actually using the one that's at the very start of the mission. Now it's not gonna make that much of a difference, but you know, just in case, it might help you out a bit more.
Come on, amigo.
Now we're just gonna move up to the 5th long coat. Now this is a bit of a accidental kill of sorts, but you still have to take out quite a few ponchos and gunmen around him.
Cause hungry. Yeah, I got it.
No, start by Hector, just taking out the ones that are on the ledges here on the cliffside.
My singing voice. Time to make some noise. Over here. You got it, amigo.
Now, you can always use the double whistle. It kind of will make them move faster. Because if you use Hector's whistle, they will kind of slowly inspect this, the area where you use it. But if you use it again, they will start to run at the location. So that can be sometimes useful to get them wherever you want a bit faster. Just be sure to be out of sight, of course.
20. Here comes the postman.
I got a
Now we're just left with a few more, and just have to take out the one that's on the ledge walking there. The one of the gunmen and the gunman down.
Get what you pay for.
Down on the ladder there. Now, technically, you could also just walk up the tower and drop the beam on the long coat, and that will work out pretty well too. But I do have the tendency of clearing all the areas from the enemies just to be sure that they don't bother me later on in the mission. Yeah, be sure to be cautious because the long coat as well as the I think it's a thug or it might be a gunman. No, I think it's a thug. They do kind of look around now and then, so almost did get spotted in that location. And now we're just using McCoy to drop the beam, and that takes care of the 5th long coat.
Time to go. Let's light this up.
Now you can see that the mission is not progressing further because
Wouldn't worry just yet.
I think 3 of the long coats are tied up in the oil puddle. So basically at this point, if you don't really need long coats anymore, you can kind of skip ahead for the other badges.
Let's go. Come to Hector. I like it.
Now here again, I'm doing some unnecessary cleanup.
This is nothing.
Naturally, no one's gonna spot them in the towers, so you don't have to worry about them.
Here comes the postman. Let's do this.
Now the 6th and the 7th one are really nearby here. So once again, I just keep checking how many kills do they have, just to keep track of who should I use for the next kill.
Okay then.
What's the plan? Sure thing.
But in general, as I said before, you could basically have the upper hand with Doc as well in this run. Although usually the easiest way to take out enemies is gonna be with Hector. He does have a bit more finesse in this kind of a sense. I kind of use always Doc as more of a support kind of a character here that I used in other missions as well. And here we can take out the 6th long coat.
23. Second long coat is mine. Another package here. Here comes the postman.
Now we're just left with a few enemies and the last long coat here.
That whiskey has my name on it.
Now, as I said before, it just shows 2 out of 5, but that's because we have a few of them tied up at the oil puddle there.
We'll see.
Well,
Now I'm just using tactical mode to take out these 2 fellas.
24. Plenty of room. Let's go.
Shall we continue? Not what's like.
Now at this point I would recommend learning some of the enemies outside, because if you do kind of walk into that ring, the chickens might kind of be bothersome and be slightly in the way for you because they might attract too much attention.
That's the third long coat, right?
25.
But now basically we have all the long coats in our possession or already down, so we can get back to
Hector's here.
the rendezvous point already.
Yeah, I'm ready. This is nothing. Let's light this up. Let's punch it.
Heading there. I'm listening.
And now that we're basically all done, we can return to the oil pit where we have all the enemies stacked up there.
I like it.
And at this point, I would recommend to do a manual save, as I did here. There's a bit of a jump there, but that's because of the manual save there. So you could basically choose whoever gets the badge or whoever wins the bet, either Doc or McCoy.
That'll do for a torch.
Not
Careful.
or Doc is McCoy. I meant either Doc or Hector. Now here I'm using Doc just to take out everyone in the oil pit. And also he's gonna be the one that's gonna do the final throw for
I think that's enough.
to finish this run as well.
I want to check. We better think of
Now once you get to the rendezvous point, you can see a lot more enemies have respawned, of course.
hellfire it
Or
is.
you can just take some of them out. You don't have to take most of them. Basically just the ones that are near the fireplace naturally.
Make some nice and good.
Yeah, I just used Hector to lure some of them in and I just took them out with McCoy. Also, you don't really have to worry about the bodies that were in the oil pit because they disappear. This is also one of the levels where some of the people that you tie up or have taken out, they just will vanish after the rendezvous point.
28.
That was a bit of a close call, but you can also just, give it some time. I'm always rushing a bit here.
Well, wet beard time, do you? I'll use my sinking voice. The maybe. I heard that.
We got places to be. Let's lure someone.
Yeah.
The storm has arrived. You won't feel it. Looks like you're falling behind.
I'm just warming up.
We'll see.
Let's do this. I'll use my sinking voice.
Sure, knock yourself out.
I got the tools for the job.
Hector's here. Make some noise. My way. You?
Someone call for a doctor. Who needs a shot? 30.
Time to go. Come on, amigo. Here comes the postman. This way, amigo. I'll use my singing voice.
Nah, not worth my time.
Let's lure someone.
Here. Where you are, asshole.
Shall we continue? It works. 31. You get what you pay for. Well, all right. You won't feel a thing. 32. Let's throw this one off.
Now, about this point, you just need to take out. You don't even need to take out the enemies near the fireplace. You could basically just grab the torch right now. There is just a small narrow path right here that I'm going to be using now to sneak up on the oil puddle and just throw the torch there. And the main thing is basically what you have to do is take out the long coat that's in the puddle there. Don't really have to. Later on, we're gonna be focusing on doing this without the torch. And that's that. Now we have 3 of the badges. That is, we got all the long coats and we won the bet with McCoy. Also, we burned the 15 guards. And now just a not so quick recap. This level does take a bit of time. Naturally, you can cut some corners maybe here and there, but in general, it will take a bit of time here. Now, on the next run is going to be not the next run, but we're just going to load up the save and basically do the last part with just Hector without using the torch. Now we can load up the save again and basically just take out the long coats that we had stacked up there. And forget about all the other enemies that you have stacked in the puddle, because we're not going to be using the torch, and they also will just simply disappear. As you can see in the map, not in the map, but later on you can see it a bit better. There's no one's gonna be there. Now do the same thing when McCoy, not the McCoy, the Hector. And just lure them in and take them out one by one.
I heard that. Sure thing, amigo. 26, 7, 27. Making a move. Make some noise.
Sure, knock yourself out.
Y'all guys ready? Let's lure someone. I know here you are, asshole. Let's do this. 28. Come to Hector.
You're still out there somewhere.
Here comes the postman. This is nothing. All right. Make some noise.
Don't let your guard down.
Let's go.
Not worth my time.
Time to use. Let's lure someone. Girl, 29. Keep your eyes peeled. Time for the rest. 30. Over there? No problem. Yeah, I got it. Let's get it. 32. I can handle it.
Now when Hector is going to be a bit more different.
I do.
We will be using his sawed-off to take out majority of enemies near the puddle, but the main focus is the long coat.
Say hello to this beauty.
So in essence, you could weaken the long coat already with Doc,
I'll use my singing voice.
but we're gonna be using Hector's sawed-off and then McCoy's sniper rifle, and then again the sawed-off. This is also a good place if you're looking for the achievement to get the 6 kills with a single skill. So you can line up the enemies right here. This is actually where I got it by accident. Didn't even notice it at first. So you just make the shot and run away and basically do the second shot with Doc. And now can just get a bit closer in, because you only need to focus on the long code again. And there we go. Now the long code's down. You're all done. And now we have the extra badges for winning with Hector and finishing the mission without using a torch. And that's pretty much it for these badges. But other than that, we're gonna get to the speed run in a minute. Now starting off with the speed run and the extra badge of not saving the game. Now this technically could take a bit of time. The main thing in the speedrun actually is to be a bit more careful of how you're doing things. And if it poses a bit too difficult, you might as well just save whenever you want in the speedrun and just do it the no save run later on, just cautiously taking everyone out one by one. But here we're basically making our way to Hector right now. It's very much the same as we did in the previous badge runs. Just naturally a bit more faster and less more enemy collecting. And for this one, we obviously just need 5 of the long codes taken out, so you don't need all 7.
Well, if you're lucky, maybe one day you'll find out.
So, you're a doctor. A real one?
Tactics are very much the same as before.
Sharpshooting?
You just take out most of the people here. It's very easy to take out enemies because the shrubs, there's a lot of shrubs here, and once you take them out, they will naturally just vanish on their own.
You'll see.
Just wait for an opening there to drop the rock on those two. Once again, it's gonna attract the attention of everyone around. It's a good opportunity to take out the punch up there and just move for the long code. Now, as it's very dark in this level, so you can freely just leave most of the bodies where they are. So this was a close call here. In essence, you would just need to wait for a bit longer for him to just turn around and walk back to his post, and then you can take him down.
I can handle it. I'll use my sing.
Now this is where I actually discovered that you can knock out your own enemies with the Hector's throw. which in essence is also a very useful trick to have. Actually use this couple of levels where you can knock out your own enemy and throw it in to the high ledges or places where normally it would be a bit more difficult to reach. As we did it in, I think it was
You skipped well.
Troublemakers in Flagstone.
I didn't think you'd get past 3.
All right, now it's 13. Second long coat is mine. I'm listening. Leave the big guys
Now we're
to me.
basically taking out the second one. We can leave the other
That makes
enemies behind. We don't really have to worry about, but we do have to take out the Overwatch. And once again, very much so, do somewhat the same thing. And this is what I said that you can also do with these two enemies. That's the gunmen, two gunmen that are looking at each other.
Old blacksmith gave
You can use the McCoy's sniper rifle and Hector's axe there.
for you.
Oh, you should have seen her. All battered and rusted up. I had to polish her, clean her, oil her,
I think I've heard enough, thank you.
and 14.
Now just wait for the long coat to have his rotation when he is basically a bit past the puddle, because you'll have to act a bit fast here and take both of the gunmen out and then switch over to long coat and his loyal companion there. Otherwise, at the very end, they will notice the dead gunman over there.
Wouldn't keep your eyes peeled.
Now this is where I sped up a bit as well, as I tend to do so. You technically should wait a bit longer before you execute this tactical attack. As you can see, they kind of almost spotted me. That was just a half a second.
Making a move. Time for the axe. 17. Who's better than one?
And he was also not very cautious. Forget that if you do run through water or oil in this case, it will make some extra noise.
I could do without the rain.
Come on, Doc. Tell me you're not enjoying this.
I was checking the time. I think it was about 6 minutes or something.
18. Here comes the postman. Sure thing.
Now we just take out a few of the surrounding enemies here. And as before, you could already see we took out the other Overwatch fellow there with Doc.
Looks like a job for
Oh, let's pour some rain.
19. This is nothing. All right. Time for the action. I got you. 20. 21.
Now, once again, this is where I rushed in a bit too fast, as this is the third time I almost got spotted here, so just take a bit more time when you're attacking the enemies. Be sure that they're
Burns nice.
not looking straight at you.
Be able to see us now. Come on.
Now, here we're just gonna use the torch, and there's a good spot you can just sneak in here and throw it at an oil puddle. And be sure to throw it when two other enemies are nearby the long coat. That only leaves you with the thug there that you can take out with McCoy.
Let's go.
One by one. Straight through hell.
Company jerks are getting on my nerves.
Now there's only one more long coat left.
This way I need
Well, there's 3 more, but you only need 1 more to basically finish the level here. And this area is very much, we're doing the same thing as we did in the badge war of
25.
the previous run.
Coming through.
Just take the fell out on the ledge here, on the cliffside, and use McCoy to shoot the poncho on the tower.
Let's lure someone in.
Now at this point, you basically could um, kind of ignore taking out all of the enemies I'm taking out right now and just head for the tower there and just drop the metal rod on top of the longbow there, and it would work out pretty well as well. This is something extra that I'm just doing
Let's go hunting.
uh, just because, I guess.
7.
And again, this is the 4th time that I almost got spotted. Pretty risky there.
Bianca is ready. There she is. I'll use my singing voice.
Yeah, I wanted to lure the gunman into the Bianca, but I kind of changed my mind and I guess went for the X approach.
Keep your eyes peeled. 28.
We got places to be. Alright. I'll take that, thank you. Well, alright. That whiskey has my name on it.
Yeah, as you can see, you can easily sneak up on the tower with Doc. You could have done it before as well, just would have to pay a bit more attention to where the enemies are walking.
Let's do this.
Someone called for a doctor.
Oh, here I'm kind of blowing out the lights here, but also not a necessary thing to do.
Come on, amigo.
It's a good way to mask some of the dead bodies, but as there are none really around there, it's not a thing to do.
Shut the oil barrel. You got eyes.
Now once you're around the viewpoint, it's also pretty much the same thing. Just kind of lure a few of the enemies in to clear out the path for you to grab the torch and then bring it to the oil spill.
Bianca is ready. There. 30. I'd make some noise.
Stuff.
It's like a job for me. Let's lure someone. I'm coming for you. Let's light this up. 31. This is nothing. What the? Watch out. You're still out there. Bianca. She's ready. Bianca, I'll use my singing voice.
Sure.
I like it.
Still found.
Make some noise. All right, we're here. I'm coming. 32. And time for the rest. 33. Got plenty of room. Yeah, I got it.
As I said before, you really don't have to take out those two. You can just grab the torch and throw it in the oil puddle there. And there we go. Now you have the remaining 2 that we needed, which was not saving the game and doing the mission in 17 minutes. And we basically did it in 12, I guess. So if you cut some more corners, you can do it even faster than that. But in general, there's a fast recap of what we did. And that sums all the badges. All the badges besides the hard difficulty, which again, you can take a look at the playthrough that I have of it. Other than that, I hope some of it helped, and good luck.